alive in the moonlight. See me shooting across the skies. Don't you know stars were born to fly? I've been searching, crawling, looking for a way out. I've been hurt, falling, but I think I found my way. Now I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths, far from you, in my space, in a stellar mood. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. Did it all in spite of the hate. Every time they said that I can't. Nebula, they run through my veins. Every molecule in the strands. Senses feeling some kind of strange. Damn, I think my name's Spider-Man. Jump out the window and swing for the dreams that just might be. Never gonna let go. No, to the man in the mirror look like me. Drifting through the cosmos, whoa, far away from your lies. I realigned all my goals. That's a constellation of mine, yeah. I've been searching, crawling, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way. Now I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths, far from you, in my space, in a stellar mood.
KRIS the Critic Relationship Hour with Gina B. Why you are not married. Number one, you ain't all that. I know that's hard for y'all to swallow. I don't look as good as my 22-year-old self. People need to realize that. You just ain't all that. And I get it. I got this master's degree. I went to this school, that school. I worked hard for this job, for this house. And then she over there got that man, and you don't have one. Men are very simple creatures. So, ladies, for you very accomplished ladies, I got some advice for them.
What's that?
I always say it like this. You can write this one down. Be a kitten, not a cat. What does that mean, Chris?
What does that mean?
You ever played with a kitten? It's real friendly. It almost acts like a puppy. And you want to play with it. You want to come look at the little kitty. It just makes you feel good. Now, have you ever seen an adult cat? When it feels like it, it might rub against your leg and move away. But is that men like kittens?
Kittens will play with anybody. A cat is particular.
Listen, what did we learn? Men are very simple creatures.
Right.
You can fool us. We want you to laugh at our dumb jokes. So all you super smart women out there, you good looking women, you see a guy you like, you guys do make it out on a date. He actually pays for the date. When you're actually with that person, the dialogue is happening, the dinner is happening. You say, okay, this might work, this might work. It would help if you act a little blind.
Oh my God, Becky.
I mean, you're going to hear me say that a lot. I mean, be nice to him. You hear the worst joke ever. But if you sort of like them, laugh at it. There you go. Hey, it's a lot of married women out there. If we got any married women chiming in. If I'm telling a lie.
That one's a fake laugh.
Let me know. Right.
What you're saying is that we should cater to the male ego, and that's what's ultimately going to get us married.
I'm first saying recognize that I think some of us, more women than men, look in the mirror. You ever seen a little lion look in the mirror and see somebody real big? They see somebody a little more fine than what they are. And I'm not calling anybody ugly, so I'm not here to bash anybody.
Let's look at Middle America, okay? Middle America is not attractive.
They're not?
Middle America is largely married.
Okay, I think we're on the same page then. People sort of, we get stuck to reality shows sometime and think we're supposed to have, I got a degree in a house, so I'm supposed to have Idris Elba or his twin.
Well, I mean, if you notice, okay, so you remember your friends from high school, right? And you remember how they had all of these qualifications for, if she's going to lock me down, she got to be this, that. She's got to have an ass like that.
That's all we really looked at. Stop right there. You had me at. That's really, what are men? Simple creatures. We want to be fed. We want you to laugh at us, give us some, and that's it.
myself and I look across the water. And I think of all the things, what you're doing. And in my head I paint a picture. Well, since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie. Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you. And are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? And did you have to pay that fine that you've been dodging all the time? Are you
What's going on, people? It is the KRIS and GINA Relationship Show. Happy Tuesday. I am KRIS the Critic, and this
I am Gina B.
This beautiful, accomplished, talented person to my left, you're something, Gina B.
Hi.
And this gorgeous young lady did not just wander into the studio.
Yes, she did.
Kinda did.
Everyone, please welcome April to the show.
Hi, April.
April, thank you for making the trek in the heat. It's a little warm in the studio. If you see us sweat, if you see us sip our apple juice, wipe our brow.
We're gonna be guzzling our apple juice.
It's kind of warm, and if you
So
hear the little
hot.
fan in the background, you're just gonna have
It's
to
like
deal with it.
project heat up in here.
Oh, MG.
We are motoring through 2025. It is day 202. We have 163 days left.
163 days left, which is just
In
how many
this
degrees
calendar
it is
year.
in the studio.
This is exactly
July
right.
22nd. Right.
Dear God.
That's about what it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is National Mango Day. Gina B, just want you to know.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. It wasn't, but yeah, well, not mangoes, but mangoes are okay. They're a little sweet.
It's National Hammock Day.
I would love a hammock.
Hammocks always remind me of, I was going to age myself, like Gilligan's Island or something.
Oh,
My
way
grandma
old.
used to watch that.
Way old.
Not me. My grandma used to watch that show.
Okay.
It's National, I may be saying this wrong. Say that word. Fanouche? Fudge Day?
Fudge? What's the word?
Well, I can't
even read
that.
Don't worry about it. It's National Something Fudge Day.
Okay.
National Chicken Scratch Day.
And it's Fragile X Awareness Day. Which is...
I don't want to be aware of my fragile exes.
Well,
they can go to hell.
Exactly. But no, that's a whole class of conditions that affect mostly males, like autism, ADD, ADHD,
It sounds like,
all
to quote
those.
someone who's in
class.
prison right now, it sounds like bitch assness.
It is. So, what are we talking about today?
Bitch assness.
Today is...
That is exactly right.
Today is... Wait a minute. Today is... We have... Well, listen, relationships... The reason we do this show, if you're ever watching this for the first time, every week we talk about marriage, sex, money, and dating. Right now, relationships are kind of like oil and water. As I say, women have told me that it's like the dating pool is swamp water.
It's either pee in the pool.
Yeah.
It's either swamp water. It's either... I mean, there's so many different ways to describe it.
Gina B is here to bring clarity to this with my expertise.
That's right.
Because I've made every mistake in the book, and I'm passing on my mistakes and what I've learned to you.
Okay.
And sometimes I always like to tell people, if you're watching this for the first time, it's like good medicine. You may not like it when you get it, but it's going to be good for you.
yeah.
All right. Well, I would like to start off to put everybody in a little mood of what we're going to be talking about and why this is
And I have
why
notes.
this is an important show. What was that?
I have questions.
Gina, be prepared for the show.
I'm about tired.
This is fantastic. It's going
Just
to
so you all know, I know you all think
about
Gina B is all super
tired.
brilliant, but usually she shows like that. What's the show about today?
No, that's not
literally.
accurate. I am about tired of not getting credit for preparing for these shows.
All right.
I have
She's about
several
tired.
jobs, but I still do my job.
She does,
Here.
and she's awesome at it. We're going to run about. Reese, start that video off. Let's get 3 minutes of that.
Start that.
You all watch it. Type us some notes. Tell us what you think. All of that good stuff. We'll see you in
Yes.
about 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Back with another reaction video for you guys. Now, in this clip, this man is stating facts. He's saying that as a black man, you are not allowed to be confident and have standards in this country because women hate to deal with a man who has standards and who is confident and who will not fall into their traps. So I think he's spot on with this, but I want you guys to hear what he's saying. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Comment, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live. And y'all definitely let me know what you think. Here we go.
Majority of black women hate black men with confidence. Let me cook. I'll let you talk uninterrupted. The majority of black women, they hate, tear down, ridicule, criticize black men with confidence. You are not allowed to be a black man with confidence in America. You are not allowed to be a black man with standards in America. You are not allowed to be a black man with expectations when it comes to a black woman in America. You cannot tell a black woman.
She's not a confident black woman.
This is your
My bad. Let me get you. Go ahead.
You are not allowed to have confidence as a black man in America. You are not allowed to have standards for these women as a black man in America. You are not allowed to have expectations for these black women as a black man in America, because God forbid you hold a black woman accountable. God forbid you tell her, hey, you're adorable, but you would look so much better if you got in the gym. Hey, you know what? I think that you're a super dope woman, but you would be so much better if you got off your lazy ass and made a little bit more money.
Listen, no lies detected. I mean, I wish I could have heard more, but that's the clip that I have. But he's absolutely right. And this is what women, they hate. This is why they hate men with microphones and podcasts, because they don't want other men to hear this message. They don't want men to realize their worth and that they should have standards and they should, be confident. They want weaker men so they can have the advantage over them. That control that they complain about from men is what they want over men. And I think this is why they hate when men got a microphone to speak their truth and to finally speak out about what they like, what they don't like, because for years we never heard from men. All we ever heard was women speak their opinions, what they like, what they don't like, their objectives, their beliefs, their feelings. That's all we've ever heard. And everybody just runs with what the women say. But
What's happening, people? We are back on air. If you saw any bit of that video, so that just goes a little bit into the title of the show, which is why so many sisters do not like a confident man. Now listen, in all fairness, for years, and I know this to be true, we've looked at Oprah, we've looked at Sally Jesse Raphael, we see Tamron.
Wow, that's a name.
We see The View.
Sally Jesse
Well,
Raphael.
point is,
He went to the archive for that.
There's been a lot of shows where women could offer their opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody nobody protested. However, there was a certain brother of a certain fraternity, to the good brother, the Godfather, Kevin Samuels. This man comes out with a show for men one time. Everybody's panties was in a bunch. The man died, they celebrated. Now, I can say that I've watched The View and Oprah, and I agree, Tamron, and I don't love all the subjects, but I wasn't ready to protest, and I wasn't going nuts over it.
There was a celebration.
It wasn't it. So I'm like, wow. So men, for years, have been relegated to the barbershop. Now we have an online platform where not only women are sharing ideas, but men are sharing ideas, from sports groups to favorite beers to cooking to women to relationships.
Okay.
Oh, sharing women or
sharing views.
Not on this show, but
Well, there is women sharing.
I'm sure We are sharing, whether it's
There's
knowingly or
definitely
not
man
knowingly,
sharing.
there's man sharing going on in the
There's
country.
man sharing and
So,
woman sharing.
Sharing is caring.
Here's
in
where
some
I'm going to start off with the
places.
first question. Gina B has prepared some notes,
Okay.
and she's going to pepper us, you, and we're going to go back and forth.
All right.
My first question is to you, April, who's, by the way, April was kind enough. She was a guest on Finding Love After 40. Congratulations, you're getting married.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And if
She's
you,
getting
if you
married.
want to
Thanks,
know that
guys.
story, go back to last week
There you
when
go.
April was a guest.
2 weeks ago.
And was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, go back 2 weeks ago when April was a guest, and you can hear her story.
It was awesome.
With her man Kevin, and you know, it's a beautiful tale. So now she's
Right.
back.
Now they're rehabbing the whole house.
Yeah, the whole
It's the whole thing, guys.
whole thing.
So, and I brought you back on because you just had the best, sunniest disposition ever.
Thank you. I wore yellow specifically because you said I was so sunny last time.
You were.
Yeah.
And you greeted me with a big smile. So, is there any truth to my claim?
I would say yes.
Oh. Oh.
Unequivocally,
Please continue.
Yes.
Why would you say that? Go ahead.
I would say yes because based on, well, society and based on that clip that you just played, I think that women in today's times request of men the things that they themselves don't possess.
Exactly.
That part, I don't really mind that.
What do you
But
mean?
I think it needs to be something in return.
I absolutely mind it because here's why.
Okay.
So, you know, they said, what can you bring to the table?
Mm-hmm.
That question is, well, what can you bring to the table? Like I do feel as though if you're going to, maybe you don't make the same salary or you don't bring home the same salary. However, be able to provide or bring to the table something that can also add value. Nowadays, women want to be kept. Nothing wrong with that. However, you can't then complain about there being pee in the pool or things like that if you're not going to maybe be a little flexible in your demands. I do think that you need to be flexible.
Right.
Well, here's my thing. I'm not sure if you need to be more flexible in your demands. It depends on what outcome you're looking for.
Right. Okay.
So you can be as inflexible as you would like to, but just don't expect the outcome that you're hoping for.
That's exactly right.
Because unless, now people don't like when I say this, unless you're in the percentage of the person that he's looking for. So
Can you explain that for folks? Because we say that a lot. But we do we do it all the time.
We do it all the time. So
Right.
what I'm saying is, it's okay if a person expresses preferences, right?
Right.
But you need to, before you make your assertion of your preferences, you need to make sure that you're in the percentage of preferences that, align.
You can't expect Idris Elba or Boris Kojo benefits if
You can want it.
if you're not Vanessa Williams or Halle Berry-esque.
Well, whatever they want.
Right. Okay.
You have to, whatever they want. I can't speak to who they want. They may not want Vanessa Williams, Halle Berry. They may want what they want, but everyone is entitled to want what they want.
Right.
And now, to my point of earlier, that doesn't mean that what you want will be actualized if you are not the person that they also want.
Right. So to me, right. So I'm a curvy girl, right?
Okay. Plenty of men like curvy girls.
They do.
Plenty.
We are on the rise.
Plenty.
That's next week's show. No.
My aunt used to always tell me, "Girl, don't nobody want a bone but a dog."
Okay,
she would
and
always
that is so true.
talk about-
That is true in my world. But okay, so if you're a curvy girl and you're a little thick, and then you judge a gentleman because he's like, a little fluffy,
he's pear shaped.
that's not cool.
Because no girl's crazy about a
Well,
pear shaped man.
Well,
I'm just saying.
That's not cool.
well.
What about the pear shape?
Here's where I'm at.
I don't
I don't
if you got
listen.
an ass bigger than mine.
I don't-
know. Anyway,
I don't mind anyone's preferences.
I don't really.
I don't care if they're pie in the sky.
I don't care.
But if
Right.
it doesn't work,
Then
it
maybe
doesn't work.
If it doesn't work, then you need to be looking for a different.
But here's what I'm noticing, and here's why I think this is going on. Right. Well, number one, the reason I was just what you said. hypothetically, let's say a woman wants a man to pay all the bills. I'm just hypothetically making that up. If you can attract that man and there's a mutual connection and he's willing to do that, he may say, okay, for that, I want us to be exclusive, and maybe when we go out, maybe you don't wear such revealing clothing. So that's a situation where he's willing to give you what you want, but I've seen when men might say, hey, that's a little too revealing. He's controlling. He's this. My point is, it seems that maybe that's his preference. That's his expectation, and that's his boundary. And many of today's women, they don't want to bend on anything, and that's fine if you can get some simp to do it. And I use the word simp to mean not a man who does a lot for a woman, because I think all men, if they really care for a woman, want to do as much as they can. It's when nothing is given back in return. It's when there's no appreciation, there's no respect, there's no, oh, thank you, April, I really appreciate you paying all the bills. Kids, isn't April great? That's what men live for.
They do. Appreciation.
Yeah, and so, but then they're also women now, a real man would do this. All of that shame crap, unfortunately, ladies, confident men don't care.
Right.
They do not, which is why as soon as I'll put up some controversial posts, immediately name call. Your wife must be horrible. You must not be getting this. Older men want a younger woman. They must be pedophiles. Anytime.
Well, sometimes they're pedophiles, depending on how young the person is.
Again, if a woman,
under 18.
There was an ESPN host recently on the Paul Pierce show. Paul Pierce said, what age range do you like? She said, the young end, 25. Ooh, the other female calls. Yeah, girl. Paul Pierce didn't
She
trip.
won't get arrested.
But my point is, but again, if a man, no one just goes right down to below age. But if a man states, I want a woman 10 years younger, women will automatically push that to the extreme and vilify that man.
It depends on if he's 21 saying he wants someone 10 years younger, then yeah, you tripping.
No, but if he's 50 and wants somebody 10 years younger.
That's okay. That's
but I'm
legal.
saying I've seen men make a general statement, I just want a younger woman, and all of a sudden
women come hard.
They come hard.
So
I have a theory as why that is.
Right. So I do think that men absolutely have a voice, and I think that is okay for you. You have standards. You have wants, you have desires, you have needs. And if, as women, we feel as though we can make demands, what's so wrong with men doing the exact same thing?
They should.
Well, and at the end of the day, with confident men, and I hate to say this, I keep hearing this patriarchy thrown around.
Wow.
It's going to be that, right? If men run the military, they enforce all the laws. You don't even You don't even have feminism. You don't even have feminism unless the men say we're going to enforce it. It is what it is. But fortunately, there's some benevolent men on the world that protect and die for women to combat the evil men out there. But that often gets forgotten.
That's true.
But here's why I think, and I want Gina B's take on this. Modern day women have been told, and there's nothing wrong with this. I have 3 daughters myself. I want them to be very, very successful in the fields that they choose to do. But I also would like them, when I'm gone, want them to have a provider, protector there. I'm a believer in that works. And if they choose not to, that's fine too. This is not an endorsement of marriage. This is not a condemnation of being single. This is why I think we're in the state we're in. Women have had now compete with men in the classroom, for college, for careers, and that's a good thing. I think companies get better employees when people have to compete. I think women, if they want a career, they feel good about themselves. They can make their own money. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I do think to do some of those things, you take on more traditionally masculine traits, and I think some of those traits affect 2 things. Men are naturally attracted to feminine innocence, right?
Gotta lean into the femininity, like your soft girl era.
But the career push also brings out more dominance in women, more masculine in women, and the women who are able to walk through their front door and code switch back to, okay, this is my man now. I'm not running any employees. They tend to do better. But the expectation, some women are thinking, I want to dominate like men do. I've climbed this career path. I want to be able to choose the man I want. Unfortunately, most of the men that the women want, he's not vibing off your career or your money. That's good that you have it.
Or your body.
But the man that...
Or your looks.
Right.
Well, they are vibing off the body and the looks.
The looks will get you in the door, right?
That's what they're vibing off of. They're not vibing off of your job.
Looks get somebody in the door. Your guy, your husband or fiance looked at you and was like this. Is the greater guy is.
She was fine.
He
as
was like
chocolate.
this. Yeah, I hit that. I had to tell somebody. It's like every man you've ever met, the Jesus Christ of men, looked at you initially. It was like, let me hit that. So there has to be an attraction to get it going. But if you want to get married, character gets you a ring.
Yeah.
All right, if you want a ring. But I think in terms of what's doing, I think it's a clashing. I think the dominant woman, if I've climbed up, I'm a vice president. Okay, now I'm 35, I'm 40 years old. I deserve to get me this man because that's what you've seen men do in that space. So I'm not saying it's not natural, but it doesn't happen that way. Gina B, and I want you to start off answering this because Gina B is a titan out here in this business world. She's a baller extraordinaire.
Titan.
Go Titan Gina.
She's a baller. So I would like, how did you deal with all this? And is that a fair analogy where I came up with?
It is. It's a fair analogy because you're in spaces with, okay, what you're taught is if you're a woman who was taught by your parents to just kind of be as productive and as successful.
Right. As our generation of parents did. They were like,
the only thing you have to look to is successful men.
Right.
As role models. And so what you saw, because there's successful women, but the most successful people that are in your midst were generally men.
And you usually want one of those dudes that's your coworker.
You're like, okay,
you're going up to work, killing the game. You're like, yeah, dude, I want that dude. I want a husband like him.
And I want like a job like him. And I want.
Right.
So you start to look at like, okay, well, this is what he did. He moved along and he, got the job. Then he got married. Then he had kids. Then he, so this is, a path. And so you look to that. And so maybe some people are conflating corporate success with personal success.
But let me ask you this: when you were, let's say, climbing the corporate ladder, you've done some big things too. Did you ever think, now I'm in a different room, and as you're looking at my white folks, we friends too, but if you're looking at the white men in suits, like, are you thinking, I want me a black man like that at a different company, but I want one of them. I want the black counterpart to that vice president or whomever.
Yeah,
right. I would think so.
Well, because you're in an environment.
But the type of man that you want is probably doing something similar to what you're doing.
Well,
is that what you want?
You asking me or are you asking Gina?
I'm saying what do you? I'm asking both of you. What do you want? Who wants to jump in?
Go for it, April.
All right. So yes, 30 years in the corporate space.
Okay.
Working in Fortune 500 companies. Saw the men in suits.
Right.
Climbing the corporate ladder. The higher you climb, the busier, the more demanding. That is where I found it challenging to even date. Because I am a woman that I love quality time. So if you decide to go after the C-level executive, you gotta know his time is limited.
True.
Yeah.
I did that. Been there, done that.
Or you think, hey, I'm busy at work and I want him to be as busy as me because then he's not up my ass. Like it depends on how you. So here's where I landed. When I actually became serious about actually settling down, I had to first go to, we talked about my last episode.
Repeat it because we get new people.
I had to talk about going to therapy, figuring out what I actually needed as a woman. And so what that landed for me was a guy not so busy, a guy, I travel a lot, a guy who loves to travel but not gone all the time. So that to me landed blue collar.
Right. And I'm a big believer in blue collar men but even though I'm really not one, but they show up every day going to work. They're responsible.
And
for
has
years.
a pension and retired.
Man, look,
and
in my next life,
literally,
look, in my next life,
is a provider.
Right.
Right. Well, but see, you have to know your equation. That's the whole thing. And everyone's equation is not the same.
Right.
You've got to throw in some division, some long I mean,
this is true.
It's if you're the person, like, so my husband, very different, right? Was not a corporate person, but was entrepreneurial, is entrepreneurial. So therefore works more than the average person.
Absolutely.
Which is okay, because I work more than the average person.
Entrepreneurial.
And so I work more than the average person, so does he. So it's cool because he can be working and then he won't be bothering with me because I'm working. And then we can spend time together and that works, right? And there's projects that we do together and a lot of projects that we don't do together. We each have friends, and so, but that's my equation. And that is not for everybody.
No.
Like, a lot of people do not have the intestinal fortitude to deal with a person like that.
True.
I did not enjoy dating corporate men. I tried it, and
I get it.
From a young age, I knew I did not want to have kids.
I get it.
And so because of that, a lot of the corporate men I met were like, well, here's my path. I'm going to make a partner, and then I'm going to have 6 kids. And they would tell me this somehow on the first date, which is why I was the queen of the one and done date. Because I was like, oh, sweetheart.
She claims everybody tried to get her pregnant.
Sweetheart.
She's like, they all wanted babies with me.
I mean, well, they would, okay, they didn't necessarily want babies with me because I knew them for about an hour, right? But they would all, like, fess up.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted to do. And I'm not sure if I was clearly the wrong person for that because I didn't want to have any. But that was not a path that I wanted to go down, and I knew that was kind of the prototypic path for the corporate men that I was meeting. So I knew that my path was going to be different. But once again, everyone has a different equation. And if you think that you are programmed to want a white-collar man who wants to provide for you, etc., that might not be the case. You might need to run your equation and see, what do I need in my life? What do I want in my life? Does that end up at the bottom line, right? After you make all the totals and subtractions and divisions, is that a corporate man? It might not be.
And that's exactly right. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I own a business, and I'm so busy. But once I slow down, it's nice that he's not busy.
Let me ask you.
That's fair.
Let me ask you about this.
Yeah.
I think a couple things are going as women evolve, right? Today, this day, 2025, women have more opportunities, more wealthier than they've ever been. Women are buying more property than men. Sisters have more education than men. It's probably catching up everywhere. So all that's beautiful. Do you think that because women typically, when it comes to relationships, are pickier than men? Hold on, wait a minute. Let me make it easy for you.
Okay.
A man, if there's a woman who is not attractive, smells bad, there's a man or men who do it to her.
Yeah, they hook up with her.
That's my point. I'm saying in terms of sex, men are way easier than women.
True.
A man leaves a knot in a tree.
So women are more pickier. Women are more pickier than.
There's a hole over there.
But I'm saying
it's where glory holes come from.
Well, women
stick it in there. See what happens.
Throughout history, women have to be, because think about thousands of years of evolution. You had to make sure that you picked a quality person that sired your kid.
Right. It's about breeding.
So
do you
women
want the person
are more
with the bad DNA.
But let's move. G to B. So
it's true.
Women are pickier than men now that you agree, right? No? In terms of sex.
I don't know. In terms of sex. Just brass tack sex. Yeah. Yes.
Because most women, if they wanted to call a man to sleep with them, they can. For a man the average man to sleep with somebody, he better do something. He better have some money, some status. He better look, something.
Okay.
Not today. Not today. Not when there are 20 women to every man.
Okay, let me just.
How is that possible?
Let me disprove this.
Okay.
Me and you graduate college.
Is it 10 to every man? Because I mean, what is it? It's not 5. It's definitely high.
Let's say me and you graduate college at the same time.
Yeah.
All right. Who's most likely? We're in our 20s. Think about how I look in my early 20s, the money I have in my early 20s, how you look in your early 20s. Who's most likely to have a millionaire and say, hey, come on my boat? Me or you? You.
Wow.
Wait, what?
Who's most likely to have a millionaire Say, come on my
Oh,
boat.
I thought you said have a million.
Ask me.
But have a millionaire to ask the female, the woman.
Correct.
Of
So
course,
my
okay.
point.
Yeah, yeah.
So my point is, it's harder for men to get women than it is for women to get men. That's all I'm saying.
Well, men play a numbers game, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When we get older and get some more money and some status,
Yeah.
then it changed. But when we're younger, so all I'm saying is.
So this is just okay. So let's layer this. This is just for sex, right?
Yeah, but it's more than that.
It's a layer cake right now.
It's options in men or options in women. Period.
So,
but wait,
here's
let me
what
get
I'd
to the
say.
question.
Okay,
Let me
go
get to the
ahead.
question.
I thought you were gonna let me answer.
All right, I am. But the question is this: we spent too long on that.
We spent too long.
All I was saying is now that
36
women
minutes.
have more money than ever, more education than ever, more options than ever, and they're pickier. It's even getting more picky.
What options do we have?
Yeah.
I'm saying more options than.
Like what?
Why? Because
You have
we
more
have
options than
vagina.
women 50 years ago. You can live where you want to live. You can pursue
How
any career.
are you saying we have options?
Hold on,
and the claim is that there's pee in the pool.
All right, let me.
Help us
I'm
out.
long-winded, but I'll make this very quickly.
Yes,
Okay.
you are.
Women have more options today than women 75 years ago in terms of where they live, the money they make, the occupations
not
they do.
options in terms of men.
I'm going to get to that, but right now,
Okay.
let's just establish that they do, right?
Life options.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
They're richer than they've ever been.
Yes.
All right,
Right.
let's stop there. If they were already a little more selective from thousands of years when it comes to, they're even more selective now that they have more resources and they have more opportunity.
Okay.
I was just pointing that out.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I was saying. So because of that, do you think ever that some of their expectations are their reality or no?
No.
You answered fairly quickly.
Because I have
hit
friends
the
that are
buzzer.
still single.
Because I get shot at for saying that. I just
saying,
want you to know
that's
she
what the
said
show
that.
is about.
Right. So
Yeah, we're really kind of far afield.
yeah.
to
So
be
I
honest
want
with
to hear that, and then I want to go into that delusion, that entitlement, and what can we do to level set the expectations. So first, you agree. So your friends what now?
Single.
But you think it's partly on them.
Absolutely.
I hope y'all not watching this show. She's saying that.
Well, I mean,
Well, they already know because I've told them that.
when you
What
have
did you
single
tell 'em?
friends, you pretty much have a good idea as to why.
Yeah. Best friends, but not just friends. 25 years.
And what's happening out here in the streets?
Well, why are they single? is the
Why
better
are they
question.
single?
Yeah.
They are single because their
Okay.
expectations are unrealistic for where they are in their lives.
Okay. So you think that they are overshooting?
Okay, so now I think they're overshooting, but then you're free to overshoot if you want.
This is
Right.
my point of earlier.
But if you're not getting the
Overshoot
results,
all day.
but when you're it's unrealistic if it's not happening.
unrealistic.
All right.
Like it's unrealistic. Like for me, here's what okay. So I have a friend who's a single mom.
But which is nothing wrong with it. We're not shooting that.
She don't want a man that has kids, or she don't want a man who has a baby mama.
Now, look,
Now, but you a baby
But you
mama.
got a baby
how
daddy.
fine? Wait, watch this. Hold on, watch this.
It's
How
double
fine is
standards.
she?
Fine.
Like fine.
Like
Is she,
fine.
is she your friend fine? or
Like
is she
she's
fine?
she's like mixed, curly hair, beautiful hair,
How old is she?
banging
Is
that the
body.
definition of
How old is she?
Like 42.
So she's not giving anybody a 42-year-old man who doesn't have kids. She's not giving him any kids.
She's not giving any rhythm.
She don't want no
Okay.
more kids.
No. So my point is, that's a strike against her.
I know.
All right. How much she weigh?
Maybe 140, if that.
Okay.
Okay, so she's kind
No,
of
she's built. No,
does
she's
she
stacked.
does she want to work?
She's an entrepreneur.
All right.
Is she a successful entrepreneur? Or is she an
She
entrepreneur?
is.
Okay.
So does she
She
date?
is.
She's
She
not an
takes care of-
entrepreneur.
Does she
No.
date? Does she?
Okay.
Does she date men now?
Entrepreneur. She what?
Does she date a lot of men?
She does.
Because she can. I'm sure she's fine.
She dates.
But they aren't. They are
and
putting.
you know, I'm
does
a
she want to
Cali
be
girl,
married?
so she's from Cali. We all, you know.
Does she want to be married?
Does not want to be married.
All
Okay,
right.
well then she's fine.
Well,
If she doesn't want to be married, she's okay.
Yeah, but at the same time, she wants like a committed relationship.
most men that she's probably shooting for,
Uh-huh.
believe it or not, they want a wife.
Right, and that is why she's single.
All right.
Well, then that. But you know what?
she's just gonna have a bunch of
just
fuck
not-
boys.
she's
then-
non-committal. And,
You know what? The thing is that then I have another friend who just won't put herself out there, and it's because she keeps hearing that there's pee in the pool.
Well, she's gun shy.
Yeah.
So wait, we are so far afield right
We
now.
are.
We are
Yeah,
really far.
Take a beers back.
So we need to come back. So I have a question. Why do some women label confident men as arrogant while praising the same traits in women.
See?
Like a confident woman is like, you go girl, you know your worth. And a confident man is like, you're arrogant as hell and you need to chill. Why is that?
I have my suspicions.
What's your suspicion?
All right. This is not based on any statistics or anything like this. Because they can't manipulate a confident man. They can't make you. Women who are.
You think confident men can't be manipulated?
I think everyone can be be manipulated.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that easy with the basic historically woman tactics. Oh, if you're not a real man, if you don't pay my bills, really? But see, a confident, successful man that most people want, especially if they're good looking. I may not be able to get you, but I can get somebody just like you, and they know it.
Okay.
I have been in situations where some of the women who vilify me online, if I see them in person, I had a girl walk up at the person who owns this studio's wife's party. You, KRIS the critic, this, that, and the other.
Oh, I remember that.
And I was like, oh, come on now. The girl was in my face half the night.
She was all night long.
Oh, this is the person who's...
pissing people off, Chris.
But-
Yet they want to talk to him.
Right, it's
They can't
crazy.
wait. They can't wait
Can't
to talk
be
to
that
him.
pissed.
Can't wait.
So it is, you can't control me. And I think they don't like that because they're used to having men that they can, pay for my stuff. And again, men are sharing knowledge now. Men are like, hey, a woman who really likes you, like this is something that men know now. And I even say it. If she really likes you, and my young me, before all this internet, I would wine and dine and maybe they give me some. But as soon as somebody walked by that they really like, they jumping on him for the free.
See?
And so men are now sharing that. So even the average guy, average salary, he's like, I'm not doing that. And matter of fact, I prefer a woman, if you're going to be with me, I don't want you wearing that. And a woman, well, he's controlling. And then men are learning like, well, you're actually putting your boyfriend in danger because if you go out with me and we're dating and we're exclusive and you wear something very revealing, I'm actually insecure if I don't say anything. I'm secure by saying, no, you're not doing that. Now, you might ask me why, and I'm going to say, well, that invites other men over. They might be drinking. They might be this. And it's always a low-level threat of violence if a man is protecting his woman. So a respectful woman would understand that and say, you know what, baby, you're right. Let me tone it down because the environment we're going to be in, or, they would work together, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just literally had that situation today.
Okay.
So, got on my booty shorts and my tank top because it's morning.
She doesn't have on booty shorts.
Not right now, but
I was like,
and I'm walking around the house. This is before the GC arrived. Kevin had said already about 10:10. He was down for
you
it.
ain't walking around with them.
But at about 10:10, he was like, Rusty will be here at 10:30.
Right.
And I just, but I was working, and I'm like, I heard him or whatever. And then something innate said, babe, what time did you say Rusty's going to be here? He said, right now. I said, oh, let me get up and go change.
There you go.
And he said, thank you. Funny thing is, I'm sure he was going to say, when you going to change clothes? He didn't do it, but that's because he knows that I'm respectful.
Right.
And I know to do those things. So your point of that is right. I do think that women need to probably submit a little bit more. If you want a stronger man, a man who is able to provide and who has standards, maybe you want to submit a little bit.
I'm pretty much done with my questions. I do want you, Gina B, at the end of your questions.
If I ever get to them.
I want you to talk about the trauma in our community, which is why that they're like that.
Okay,
But
so
that's
let me ask
really
a question.
what it is.
I
Let me
think
ask
I
another
touched
question.
on it
I
last
know. I
time.
want you to revisit that, but Gina B,
Okay,
ask that for
so-
your last question.
So, I will answer my last question
Okay.
before I move on to the next one, which, to remind, the question was, why do some women label confident men as arrogant while praising the same traits in women? Because I think men, to the point of our video, when they assert their confidence in the form of preferences, nobody likes to not be invited to the party. And when you're not invited to the party, and by that I mean you're not in the subset of the preference of the man that's asserting himself,
I see what you're saying.
then it's a problem. Well, why don't you? Well, you just think. Well, why don't you?
But
You don't
why
like
is
me
that?
because nobody likes to be told.
I'm 5'10".
For-
If somebody wants to be 6, I need a man 6'3". I don't get bent out of shape.
Right, but like, there's a lot of people who are sour grapes for things that they can't. This is why we have a culture of
Can't change
you
my height.
You can be anything you want to be. You know, well, no, you can't. Right? Sorry, but you know, I
And we
can't.
do tell.
I
do
can't
tell women
identify
that.
as
It's magic.
Japanese,
It's like real
right?
magic.
I'm identifying as Japanese, and everybody ought to be on board with that. No, that's idiotic. Okay,
Yeah.
so but that's the whole point about the equation piece, right? Like, so sometimes that's not in your equation. Like, I have friends, you know, when I was dating and I was younger, there were men who only liked women who were light skin, long hair, you know, size 0, and I'm not. And so, okay, well, that's cool. I'm not your preference, but that does not mean I'm somebody's preference, right? So, you know, I need to go with whose preference I am, as opposed to being pissed off at the people whose preference I'm not.
I call
And
that
so-
you gotta like who likes you back.
Yeah, you do, but
can
you
have you
also
on
have
here
to.
a lot.
You have to like yourself enough. You have to like yourself enough to be like, that's cool, I'm moving on, because you don't really fit my qualifications either. I mean, everyone's got their shit, right?
Yeah.
So that's, I think, why a lot of like confident men are like, well, you know, I've worked hard, and a lot of women are like this too. I've worked hard on what I have,
Right.
and I, you know, have earned the right to have a person, because I know that I'm going to improve the life of a person that I'm with.
True.
And therefore, this is what I'm looking for. So
There you
people can
go.
disagree with me all day if they want to. I don't care. All right. So next question. Now, do women confuse a man's standards with judgment?
Yes,
All day, right?
all the time.
Chris, what do you think?
Chris is like, are you
I'm gonna let
okay?
her finish. I agree.
Are you on crack?
I'm over here like,
You okay?
this is awesome.
You go.
I do, because again, I think that we have a lot of trauma in the community. I think, and I say it every show, I was like, if you're in this country, you've probably seen trauma. If you're African American, we all need to sit on the couch, black or otherwise. You know, we've all seen things growing up. We have a lot of men and women who have never even seen a man in the home giving instruction. And here I am, I grew up my whole life, and I make it in corporate America. You're not my daddy. I mean, how many times do we hear that? You know, you know, I would like to think, you know, my oldest, I can, this is a lived experience, because I'm the same guy who showed her love, but also told her to do this and discipline her, she doesn't think all men are necessarily bad, right? But if you had a bad dad, or no dad, or a toxic mom,
but see, these
because a lot of
people-
moms mess kids up too.
They
Listen,
can't help
gotta
how they
unlearn
were.
that bad behavior.
Man,
They
listen.
can't help how they were raised. And so you
But I'm
can't.
just
but
pointing
that
out
does
why
not
it
mean.
is.
I understand the why, but their viewpoint is, this is how I was raised, and this is what I know. Now that does not mean, like,
You can manage it, is what you're gonna
I
say.
made a decision. Well, I made a decision that wasn't popular. So I made a decision. I don't care if it was popular.
Same.
My
Absolutely.
life. My life.
That's right.
Anybody else paying my bills.
That's right.
So the decision I made is, after dating a couple of these guys that didn't have good relationships with their mom or didn't have dads around, I grew up in a 2-parent household, and I saw a specific example. I wasn't going to date one more person that didn't have 2 parents in the household, because it wasn't aligned with how I was raised, and so therefore it wasn't congruent with me, and it was too much for me to have to understand.
Now, to be fair to the people who don't like to get traumatized when they're not in a preferred group, there are exceptions to every rule.
There are.
So there are plenty of people that grew up in 2-parent households that are messed
that are
up.
crazy.
And I got friends who were raised by a mother, and they're the most solid dudes. Their
They
bank
are.
accounts are 5 times as mine. So we're
But
generalizing.
I had PTSD, and I will admit it.
We are talking about your PTSD. That's exactly right.
I'm serious. I have PTSD, and I know it. Okay, so next question. I think this is actually a pretty good one. Is the desire for equality in relationships actually masking a fear of being led?
You know, they say they want, I hear women say, I want a leader. But as soon as you say, well, I want a submissive woman, oh my God, you can lead me, but I got to tell you where I'm going. You can lead me, but I got to tell you where I'm going. And that's sort of crazy to me. I think we come in a culture where everybody wants superficial, right? So I think women no shade a lot of women say, well, all men cheat. Well,
No.
a lot of women decide to date the men with the most options, and some of those men, if they're single, they utilize those options.
Absolutely, and why shouldn't they?
So
they're single.
But you've curbed the guy who really liked you, the guy who's sweating you since third grade.
Gotta like
you didn't want him. You didn't want the guy that would be faithful. Maybe his job title didn't say enough. But there are men out here, so you have to decide what you want. Do you want to be in rotation, or do you want to be number one?
Okay, but that's not really answering my question.
But sometimes what you want is not what you need. But go ahead.
That's not really the question, though. Is it masking a fear of being led? Is that
Yes.
It is?
Yeah, it is.
They are scared to be controlled.
Yeah.
And society makes them think, the femininity makes them think that men are controlling.
So
well, I'm going to tell you, honey, I love to play damsel in distress.
There you go.
I do it well.
You're like, baby.
Like, I can't. Oh. Because you know why? I
don't do it well
control every aspect of my business life. Like, and I'm still struggling with letting go of the control. I've been single for so long now.
But you can honestly admit that.
Yeah.
And most people can't.
And I mean, he reminds me, you doing that control thing again. And I'm like, oh. But some shit I'm gonna control. Okay, let's just get it. Don't get it twisted.
Better at it, control it.
I mean, yeah. Like some things I'm just good at controlling.
My wife takes the remote. I'm like,
we have fights over
this is crazy.
Honestly,
I simped out. I'm like, here you go, baby. Can you turn ESPN?
Because that's a fight
please?
you're not
Look
gonna
at me.
win.
Can you turn ESPN?
Right.
Well, I just feel like it's a situation by situation basis. At least that's how it works in my household. If it's something that I'm better at, I'm controlling it. If something he's better at, I'm like, here, babe, I'm submitting.
And I'm really good at a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you are.
See?
Girl. No. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. But I mean, but realistically though, it's but that I think is plays into your choice.
Yeah.
So if you choose a person that you're afraid to let lead you,
why are you choosing them is my question.
Then that's the bigger issue. Don't choose someone that you're afraid to let lead.
You don't choose somebody you don't trust.
Yeah. If you
so did you settle?
I mean,
everybody settles.
Everybody doesn't.
Everybody settles.
Yeah, everybody does settle. People, y'all hear that? Everybody settles.
But let's not call it. I think settling has a bad connotation.
You settled on your loan. That's a good thing.
Connotation.
You settled that loan.
I would have preferred not to pay it.
You settled on that house.
I did settle on it.
Hey, that's a good thing.
When I closed on my house, it was funny. My current house, it was. I was like, how do I get out of this? They're like, you sell it. I was like, oh, because I wanted a loophole. Like I was like a loophole. Like how do I get out of this?
You signed so many documents.
I signed 27 documents.
Right.
Oh my God.
There we go.
Yeah.
But I still think that, when you start writing out your ideal person, if that's what Chris does not believe in lists.
Well, you gotta write down their list.
Well, but you need.
If people are wondering why we're wiping our faces, guys,
because
it's hot as hell in here. Okay.
And I'm so glad for this hour to be coming to a close at some point because I'm like, this is ridiculous.
But go ahead, finish your statement.
I don't even remember what I was saying. 'Cause it's so hot.
You're settling.
God.
Settling. So if you craft your list of your ideal person, obviously there's going to be a lot of like pie in the sky kind of things on the list, right? Like so. And if you get a person,
I got my person. I crafted him. I prayed for exactly what I got.
Exactly.
100%.
There's not one thing. Not one.
Not a one.
Did you kiss a couple frogs first?
I kissed 1,000 frogs. I literally.
So you wanted someone who looks just like him.
I love your honesty.
You wanted someone who looks just like him, who's his age, who's this, that, the third.
I'm gonna tell you, it's almost very eerie that it is it's so exactly what I pray for. But I kissed so many frogs.
Here's my husband.
Did you settle on me, babe? Oh.
My wife
settled on me.
I was gonna say my wife settled on me.
Oh. You know what I'm saying? Like I did. I don't. But mainly because I wasn't praying for perfection. I just wasn't. Like.
And I think.
That's the thing.
And I know.
Okay.
So that trauma that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of women today, many women, when they see one flaw in a man, they want to say, okay, that reminds me of.
You better look at yourself. You looking at that man with his flaws. How many you got?
There you go. And they say it reminds them of somebody who gave them PTSD.
See?
And so, which is why, one of my new mantras is look at the green flags.
Green flags are very important.
Red flags are warnings. But green flags are, man, that's great. That guy's trustworthy. He's loyal. He's honest. He pays bills. He's not addicted to dope. All of that.
You've got to look at things that are in their character because circumstances are always going to change.
Right there,
but
you
their
go.
character will not change.
That's right.
And so you've got to. There's certain things that probably will change and certain things that will not change. What he's wearing. If you do not like it, you can impact it.
You can just take him to.
You can go and get him
tailor
some stuff
and get him some stuff.
Exactly. And if he's open to it, you can change that.
There you go.
If you don't like his haircut, you can change that.
That's right.
But what you can't change is him being an asshole.
Kevin does have some assholeness in him,
I'm petty.
which I kind of like.
Yeah,
turns
you
me
like
up
it
a
until
little
it turns
bit.
on you.
Well, I tell him, don't be an asshole today.
Yeah. Okay.
Tone it down.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of an asshole.
So
but
there,
my husband,
and it's all right.
My husband
I'm an
actually,
asshole.
I think, enjoys me being a little bit
It's
of an
a little
asshole.
sexy sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not disrespectful, but it's very witty. It's a witty thing.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
That's my assholery.
But,
Yeah.
And back to,
Assholery.
back to the
Assholery.
settling. Do you think, and you haven't heard me say it, but they've had studies on, 1 out of every 2 relationships starts online. They did a survey like 4 million people, and they asked the women in this survey, if you could have 80% of everything you wanted in a man, would that be okay? And the ladies, the majority of them said, no, we won't settle. They asked the same question to the men, and the men were like, 80%, absolutely. So when I say settle, I don't mean you're getting chopped liver. I mean you're not getting the best of every 15 categories.
See, let me tell you what men will do.
That's all I was saying.
Let me tell you what men will do.
What do men do?
Men will hang out in these complacent relationships for years.
Truly.
And nothing's really wrong, but nothing's really that right either. And I've seen men do it millions of times. And
Whose fault is that?
Until I'm not asking about blame right now, Chris. It's not always about point counterpoint. I'm telling you, I'm watching this. Okay.
They weren't hanging out.
So a lot of men were just in these relationships because nothing was really wrong, but their expectations of relationships weren't really high.
Well, they may have liked the sex.
Until I've seen a million men. Not a million. Let me be real. I've seen hundreds though of men who will be with a woman for
30 years.
Exactly. 30 years and be like, our relationship is great. I just don't want to get married.
Right.
And then
They break up. Then they meet a woman who they find wonderful.
that's my story.
And then they find her to be wonderful. And then they can't wait to marry her.
Yeah.
And so it's because they were hanging out in this so they had the 80%, but they really were like, but that 10, that 15%,
No,
that
it's because we
18%
like
is missing.
sex.
Well, okay, whatever the reason. I'm not asking
But
about
she
the
was
why.
agreeing
I'm
to the
asking about
sex.
the what. I'm not saying about, okay, this is not about her agreeing to the sex.
Right.
What she's thinking is that I've got a relationship with a man who really loves me.
Yeah.
And maybe if I hang in here long enough, he'll marry me, which is the wrong way to think. But,
Right.
Yes.
however, I've seen, dudes will hang out in these complacent relationships for years. And then they meet somebody who trips their trigger.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm marrying her.
I'm the trigger
So
tripper.
in this
yeah,
relationship,
okay, so are you
in this
you're
relationship,
that person. So how
I am that
long-
person.
in this
So-
relationship, when the man didn't want to necessarily.
Well, she's about to tell you.
What was the woman's vantage point?
So she's about to tell you. So you're the trigger tripper. So tell
I
me
am.
about that. So you was your fiance in a long relationship and then was like nope,
on and off
April's
for
the
30
one.
years. On and off. That he was with this person because she was comfortable for him. It was comfort. Wait, I
Lisa,
like it
cute.
when you're an asshole to everyone but me. Oh.
And she is an asshole
He's
to
six
everyone,
feet.
Lee.
I'm such an asshole.
She's an
though.
asshole to me.
I'm really bad, you
Everybody,
guys. I am,
Lee.
seriously, real talk.
It's all good.
I should wear an A.
And that's
Anyway, scarlet letter,
Scarlet
bitch.
letter A.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
so-
you know what? And then he had so many other, people that were trying to get him to settle down. And here I come. And mainly because I think
You weren't crazy.
I am crazy though.
But you're not. No. But
I get what you're saying.
But
But
you
you
manage
know
your
you're
craziness.
kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Well, all y'all crazy, but you manage your
right.
crazy.
I manage my crazy, but also I just wanted. I mean, I also am my own person. I'm just me, and I don't even know how to explain it. It was everything. I was everything that he needed. That's
Well, one thing that you
all I can
do,
say.
and I saw this when we had you on Zoom, you're really bubbly. And north of 40,
Are you saying people are
I
not
am.
bubbly?
I'm north of 40.
I saw
I'm
the
getting
best
north of 40.
video. Oh my
Folks
God.
are like,
I saw.
roof.
Guys,
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Calm down.
I'm like, think about it.
I saw the best video, and it's this woman. It's 2 seconds long, and this woman is older woman, like she's easily 80, and she says every woman has looked over at her man while he's sleeping and thought, knock the shit out of him.
You, they get like mad at the world.
It's like,
that's relatable.
Dude's
though.
waking
I
up
mean,
like
sometimes you're like,
they're like, you breathing again. You're taking up all the.
Like,
You're taking up all the damn air.
That was so funny to me. But anyway.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things I've seen women get upset about.
Okay.
And I'm talking about, and I just want y'all closing thoughts on it. If a man says, I want a prenup.
Whatever.
Where do I sign? Where do I sign?
No, I'm not talking about you all.
Oh.
I've seen
I
women.
get upset about that.
We've all seen women say, why does he need that for? They're not knowing that half the relationships are ending and half of them you're going to file.
Let me tell you how to combat that. I will just tell you all, this is my little secret. Not secret, but this is real.
Letting them in.
So, if anyone really wants to fight signing a prenup,
Yeah.
I always say, and this is how I feel this should be, you take all the money off the table.
Yeah.
Like, if you sign a prenup, that means what you're betting on is the relationship's going to work without
Right.
fringe benefits.
There you go.
And so you take all the money off the table and see if people want to stay.
Right.
And so you're betting on yourself at that point.
That's it.
Because if you are in a relationship of longevity, then who gives a shit? You're going to share. Like, you can share as long as you're here.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute you leave, no. And so that's the way you
That's
fight
exactly
that.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Women
exactly
that get mad, it's not just that. It's a DNA test. I've seen women get mad. I've seen women get upset.
They're getting mad because men are asking for DNA tests?
Yeah, they get mad at everything. It doesn't matter.
Statistics do show.
They are pretty,
Hey,
women, there's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house.
But women will say, men lie so much, and we're sitting there like, one out of every three, this ain't even my kid.
But women
happens
cheat.
so
Women
much.
cheat a lot. We
they
just
do.
don't get caught.
Well, the reason y'all
They
don't
do
get
when there's
caught
a DNA test.
is because the number 2 man, we know how to be
They
quiet.
don't tell.
But the number 2 woman is
Whoa,
all.
she gonna tell it.
She leaving panties on the toilet.
everywhere.
So
Okay,
that's why.
Real talk. What man, if you're the number 2, is gonna tell?
Nobody.
If your woman who's got a husband is pregnant, like what man is like, that is mine and I'm signing up for all that child support?
Nobody.
Not one. soul.
Nobody.
Not one soul.
But why?
Now, on the other side, the woman is like, yo.
Yeah, this is our baby.
This one, all yours, sir.
Right.
Give me
True.
that money.
That's true.
So yeah. Anyway, go
Why
ahead,
do
Chris.
women? Last one. Why do women want men to prove themselves, but are so unwilling to prove that they're the ones that's gonna? Because if I gotta drop down on one knee, if I gotta say, "Here's my name, here's my life," if somebody knocks on the door at 3 a.m, I'm gonna go get shot.
Nah, see.
But my point is, if men are willing, what are women offering men? They want
That's not accurate. I don't think that's accurate because there's so many women who audition for wife right now.
How?
Oh my God! And I wish they would just stop that.
I wish they would too.
They would stop. Well,
Just stop
the
it.
key is stop giving it up before you even.
It
know if
isn't
you
even
like
just
it.
about it. Like, it's not about
Remember, I told you men step to women because of what they like to see,
My
right?
husband talks mad shit, by the way.
Men step to women because what they like, what they see. If you don't give him any, he's gonna move around. But the ones that like you, they're gonna stay and they're gonna get to know you.
I was hoping Kevin moved around because I wasn't giving it up right away.
So you wanted him to like hook up
Sick
with
of
other
that.
women until you were like,
you know
ready.
what? Please go get you some. Okay?
Seriously?
Yeah, hang out with me. We can have a great time.
You
We
might
can
be
get
the
to
most
know each
mature
other.
guest ever. We need you back for the next 17
But I don't have
weeks
to
in a row.
sleep with you. You're already sleeping with somebody else. Go do that. I'm so sure of myself. Like, I know I'm a winner. And you're going to find that out. Keep getting the goods. Keep
Dude
doing
was
what
like
you're going to
this.
do.
Don't impregnate
Dude was like
anybody.
this. I got this marriage contract. We're gonna get married.
Sign on the dotted line.
I woke up on one Saturday and Sunday morning. It was like, had a bright idea. I was like, what? I didn't see
Well,
it
I
coming.
mean, look, people, when you start forcing people to do things, then they start getting reticent. So
Right.
it's the best way to do it is to not. Look, I was surprised when my husband proposed. I was
Yep.
like, really?
Me too.
My wife messed me. I had all this.
Okay.
I had this in
was like, you
restaurant.
sure?
I had this I had this in restaurant thing planned.
Get that I'm an asshole, right?
I was gonna do it in front of all these strangers.
Oh.
And then I was like, I forgot what happened. I got cold feet because I was a bunch of white. I mean, no offense to my white viewers.
I know.
I was like, I'm gonna do this walking home on the lake. We gonna stop. She was like, no, it's cold out. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep this damn ring in my pocket, but I did it later. All I was gonna say is that I think if women look, here's what's going on. Men aren't going to walk into something. It's okay to be mutually beneficial. You don't.
It is.
Everybody's not being tricked. And if you have gone through if that's how you feel everybody is, women typically don't tell each other the truth. You know, your friends will say, girl, yeah, it's him, it ain't you.
I tell people the truth all the time.
And that's what people
That's
need.
why I don't have that many friends.
You don't have that many friends either, me.
People need the truth. Because
they don't like to talk to me about
fact is, if you don't believe these ladies, I'm going to tell you, ladies, I'm not saying I'm all of that. But a lot of y'all out here expecting some shit that even a broke ass me would have been like, hell no, I don't want that.
Hell no.
So I wouldn't deal with some of the bullshit.
My friends are very.
I'm like, I wouldn't hit you with his dick. Crazy
bro.
broad.
Single friends. Like my friends are.
Borrowed.
They're single because
they're crazy as
why,
fuck.
but they're not. They get it. But we need to wrap. So
wrap it up, Gina B.
Let's wrap it up. So
give y'all do some final thoughts. I'm done.
Okay. So I think if we're looking at confident men, which let's circle back to the original conversation. I really think that confident men are maybe unattractive to women who don't feel secure in themselves.
That is the answer to the show, really.
Yeah.
We can say that again.
I think confident men are unattractive to women who are not confident with themselves.
That is.
You know, if you're not confident, because if you're confident with yourself, who cares?
Exactly.
Like, I don't care if you're, like, I don't want you anyway. Like if you are confident in yourself, like I explained earlier, there were a lot of men who wanted light skin, long hair, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's a fine, and you know what? There are a lot of beautiful women out there. I'm not their type, I'm good. Because I'm somebody's type, right? Even if I'm not, the primary type. It's like, but I have
You're
other
Lee
shit
Farmer's
going on.
type. No one else. No.
I wasn't. Truth be told, I wasn't even organically his type. But it's you have to be confident in what you have to offer, and so it doesn't matter what. Everyone can have their preference, and everyone has their. Some people argue that preferences are prejudices, and I don't. Bottom line is, I don't think enough about it to care.
Preferences are prejudices.
Some people say that.
That's interesting.
Like, okay, well, interracially. So if a white guy says, I prefer white women, some people will say, is that a prejudice or a preference? And it doesn't matter because either way,
it's what he prefers.
It's what he wants.
And who cares, right? He can do whatever he wants. I don't give a shit.
At all.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not
Nate
Turner.
Particularly worried
Bingo,
about
Gina.
it. Hey, Nate. So anyway, so that's
Nate
my.
Back on the show. I don't know.
Yeah, let's get it back in.
So
that's my.
I'm calling you after the show.
That's my supposition. Anybody who disagrees or
wrap
agrees
us
with
up,
that?
April.
I think all of the women out there, if you're dealing with triggers and behaviors that you learn from your mom and your aunties and your grandmother, go get some therapy and unlearn that shit.
April is a large proponent of therapy.
My thoughts, April.
Ooh, shit.
You cut off, Gina. No more apple juice for you.
No, I'm just clumsy.
Think, ladies, some ladies don't know that they need therapy. Here's how you know. If someone says something and you just spout off and start calling them names and saying he's stupid just for thinking that and you don't know why, that's a good sign that you need to talk to somebody.
And also, here's how you know you need therapy if you keep doing the same shit over and over and over, meeting the same exact guy over and over and over, and yet you say that there's pee in the pool. Maybe
you're choosing the same guy.
Well, you're addicted to that behavior. If somebody,
which means you need to go get therapy and unlearn some shit.
To Catrice, that's how I met you.
Oh yeah.
So she sent a video, and she was like, "I said that what you just said." Same guy went over. There was a woman who said, I like this guy. She was attractive. He was attractive. He was generous. He was this, but he was too nice. And she stopped seeing the guy because he was too nice. Wow. Some of us in our community are addicted to dysfunction.
They are. And that's what they know, and they seek it.
And I even told my wife, I was like, I had a buddy and we knew as kids, we were like, if everybody's trying to talk to a girl, we'd walk right by her ass like we don't even know her.
See?
Mm-hmm. And she'll say, who's that? Nah. And we go to parties like, let all the busters go over there first. Like, look, you what's up? You all right? I mean, we would half-ass it. And then be like, well, and we wouldn't even ask for a number.
Yeah.
Just walk away.
See?
Ask for it later.
So what's our final takeaway from this show? About confident men. No,
Let's stay on topic. I've been in therapy, but you've been in more therapy. So what's your advice?
Confident men are sexy.
Thank you.
I mean, they're just sexy.
Yeah.
And it's security. Like, you want that.
I mean, they can cross a line.
They can cross the line for
there's
sure.
Arrogance.
However, the arrogance is, for me, so I come from a family of very confident men. So that's all I know.
Would they be confused for arrogant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
But
the woman they're with, they're going to serve her. It doesn't matter.
But, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, why would you want a yes boy?
Right. That's fair. I want to, okay. Well, anyway, I want to get into that. Okay, Chris, what do you think?
I just think people should, I think you nailed it. I think the people who have issues with confident men, you want a confident man, in my opinion.
You absolutely do. He can get shit done.
I was going to say, not just with, I'll
Confident men
qualify
can make
that.
decisions and keep
They
it
can.
I'll qualify that because I got to do all this. I got to give a hook. You want a kind, generous provider, comes from a good background, confident man.
You want that.
You don't want a confident criminal. You want a man who's accomplished things. You want to stick his background. But the confidence itself is almost motivation when you're with him for him to work harder for you.
If he's a reform criminal, with this.
Reform criminals are good.
Oh, I know.
Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm leaving that alone
That's
too.
another show.
That's a whole different show.
All I got.
I'm not
you got anything else, GNB? That's all.
No, I'm good.
Look,
After that.
we out of here. Thank you for joining the show. If you got any questions, we didn't touch on something, I check the questions and stuff later. Shout out to Reese. Appreciate you, bro, getting here early. Cooled up a really hot place. You made it very palatable. Thank you for driving in so far.
Yes.
But whenever you want to come back, you are a guest.
Thank you.
Whatever, we're going to get wild next week.
I had a great time.
Tell everybody next week. Right now,
oh, yeah,
we're talking about marriage date.
We're
going to do next week. I'm letting y'all know right now. It's Pretty Privilege is next week.
Pretty Privilege.
Pretty
Privilege.
That's
Next
a
week.
good topic.
But you know, I've interviewed a couple women. They're like, it's hard. Women hate me.
There's so many people who think they have pretty privilege. I'm
Look
like,
at the eye roll.
I'm like, anyway.
I'm like, you all right. Anyway, we out here. GNB.
See, this is that asshole
And it's like
part.
pretty by whose standards? Oh,
Right,
There
exactly.
you go. Anyway,
That part.
You can
shout
talk
out. We
yourself
out
into
here.
whatever you want these days. All right.
Good job, GNB.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You said.